this one.
Okay, but, and then, okay, we'll go
Because of Ross Med, I am ready for it all.
That's what I told him. It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be like a.
Good morning, NIA families. We're so happy you're joining us today for this very, very important topic. You've been, I'm sure, hearing a lot about dyslexia. More and more people are becoming aware of the dyslexia and what needs to be done and how we need to help students, because more and more students have been probably diagnosed with dyslexia. So today we are here to just talk to you about what is it, what are the signs, how can we provide them students with help. And today here we have our famous Mrs. Fashho. She's going to walk us through the whole background about dyslexia, and we hope that will be very helpful. So Ms. Fashho.
So welcome, parents. We're so happy you're here. My name is Ms. Abeer Fashho. If some of you don't know me, I'm the special education provider at Noor International and Star International. I have been with Hamadeh Education for 22 years. And hopefully this session will be helpful to you to understand how we can help our students if we see them struggling in reading. So we can understand more about dyslexia. So understanding dyslexia is important, but what we're gonna get today is we're gonna understand what is dyslexia, what signs that we can see, and some of the students that might give us a hint that this could be dyslexia. And we're gonna learn how much dyslexia affects reading and learning. And we're gonna get some strategy to help support our children, our students, to improve their abilities in reading. And also we're gonna learn how we can work with the school, with the teachers, to help struggling students in reading. So why is this very important? Why do we need to learn about dyslexia? Because understanding what students are struggling, it helps us to provide the support. It can help build confidence and self-esteem, because students sometimes they're struggling and their self-esteem can go low. So when we understand how to help them, how to provide the support they need, then we can help them build a better self-esteem. Also, improve reading and academic success. When students are learning and improving their skills, they can become more they can become more successful, and they can improve their academic skills. Also, a lot of times, students that struggles, can get frustrated or discouraged. So providing the supportive environment, it will help students stay motivated and engaged in school. Empower you, the parents and the teachers, because when families and educators understand dyslexia, they can work together to support the child to be more successful at school. 1 in every 5 students have a language-based learning difficulties.
Can we do it?
So what is dyslexia?
Oh, those two, only those?
Dyslexia is a language-based learning difficulty. It affects the way students read, spell, and write. It makes decoding, reading, fluency, and comprehension challenging for the students. So some students with dyslexia may mix letters like B and P.
You want to come into my office?
And they might have trouble sounding unfamiliar words that they're not familiar with it. And also they can read slowly, more slow than their peers. And because reading and writing is reinforced most of the schoolwork, these students struggle with assignments that depend heavily on reading and writing. With a structured phonic-based student can develop strong decoding skills an effective strategy to manage reading
I have
and
to be
writing
looking at this?
tasks
Oh, okay,
more
sorry. All right.
successfully. But we need to remember that dyslexia is not related to intelligence. Students that have dyslexia are, as a matter of fact, very creative. And many students with dyslexia are bright. As we have seen in this picture, a lot of the famous people, they have dyslexia and they are very creative and they can overcome it.
Oh.
So to help us understand more is basically we have the left brain and the right brain. The left brain area or the left brain function of the one that
Oh, that's
connect
so
with
cute.
language, logic, writing, numbers. Our right brain is where we have creativity, imagination. We are going to watch a video that will explain
Oh
to
my
us more about
God, I
this.
get a gift
But
too?
basically,
No
we're human
way.
beings, kind of like
Oh,
more
thank you.
left
I
brain
should
than
have
right
this
brain, or right
picture
brain than
taken.
left brain.
Oh
Nobody's
my
fully left brain,
God.
nobody's fully right brain.
Oh,
But
wow. You
there's some
guys?
people that use left brain
No
more than right
way.
brain. And we will
thank
see
you. You guys
how
see all my jewelry,
students
huh?
with dyslexia
I know. You
struggle
guys are
with
telling me I
reading
put so much
because they use
jewelry. I don't
their
have any today.
right brain
Oh,
more
thank
than
you,
their
guys.
left brain.
I love it.
So this video will
Oh
help
my
us
God.
understand dyslexia
Thank
more.
you, Habibi. That's so cute. Here, let me take a big picture of everybody. Oh.
That's not a client's car. It's mine.
Oh.
Totally. In a head-on collision. I know.
Oh, that's so cute. That is so cute. Let me take the first slide and here.
Take a
open
moment
that
to read
so
the
we
following.
can all take care of it.
You guys can grab it. Here.
Yeah.
Don't
Here,
worry, it's older
let's
than me.
How was
Let's
that?
take a
Frustrating?
picture
Slow?
of everybody.
What were those sentences about? They're actually a simulation of the experience of dyslexia. Designed to
Yay,
make
thank
decode
you
each
guys.
word.
That's amazing.
Those
I
with dyslexia
love it.
experience that laborious
I love
pace
the
every
idea.
time they read.
Thank you. Hopefully
When
one
most
day
people
we'll
think of
celebrate
dyslexia,
you as
they think of seeing
women,
letters and words
right?
backwards,
You guys will
like
be
seeing D as
accomplished.
D and
I'll
vice
see you on
versa.
TV and I'll
Or
say,
they
oh
might
my
think people
God,
with
that student
dyslexia
was
see
at NIA,
salt as was.
right? You guys will
The
be
truth is,
famous,
people with dyslexia
right?
see things the
I
same
hope
way
you
as
remember
everyone
us
else.
then, though.
Dyslexia
I'll
is
come up and
caused
say,
by a
hey, how are
phonological
you? And then
processing
you say,
problem,
who's this lady
meaning
talking
people
to me? I'll
affected
be
by it
right.
have
Oh,
trouble not
love
with
that.
seeing language, but
Thank
with
you, girls. I
manipulating.
really
For
appreciate it.
example,
That's
if
awesome.
you heard the word
We have
cat,
to
and
take
then
the
someone
whole
asked
thing and
you
post
remove
it.
the C, what word
Yeah,
would you have
we can do that.
left?
We can put all unit
Act.
tests. I just wanted everybody.
This can be
all the
difficult for
kids
those
get
with
one paper.
dyslexia.
So the boys
Given
get
a word in
Oh,
isolation
so
is
you know what?
fantastic.
Next Wednesday,
Students with
during
dyslexia need to break the
NHS,
word into
have them
parts
all
to
sit
read
and
it.
present, put it on the
Fan,
big slide.
task,
Each one will
tick.
come and talk about one,
Time
and we'll
spent
just
decoding
post
makes
it
it hard to keep
and
up
have
with
people
peers and
enjoy the
gain
great work
sufficient
that you guys are
comprehension.
doing. I love
Spelling words
it.
phonetically
Thank
like
you, guys.
STIK for stick and FRE and S for friends is
So
also
who are
common.
you missing? You want to write them on
These
sticky note and I'll.
difficulties are more widespread and
Okay,
varied
text
than
me.
commonly
So let me
imagined.
go back to the
Dyslexia
parenting.
affects up to
Thank
1
you.
in
Sorry I
5
rushed
people.
it, you
It
guys.
occurs on a continuum.
It's really,
One
really
person
nice.
might have mild
Thank you.
dyslexia, while the next person has a profound
Thank you for
incident.
understanding.
Dyslexia also runs in families.
It's so
It's common
cute.
to see one
Thank you
family
so
member
much,
who
Miss
has
G.
trouble spelling, while another family member has severe difficulty decoding even one-syllable words like catch. The continuum and distribution of dyslexia suggest a broader principle to bear in mind as we look at how the brains of those with dyslexia process language. Neurodiversity is the idea that because all our brains show differences in structure and function, we shouldn't be so quick to label every deviation from the norm as a pathological disorder or dismiss people living with these variations as defective. People with neurobiological variations like dyslexia, including such creative and inventive individuals as Picasso, Muhammad Ali, Whoopi Goldberg, Steven Spielberg, and Cher, clearly have every capacity to be brilliant and successful in life. So here's the special way the brains of those with dyslexia work. The brain is divided into 2 hemispheres. The left hemisphere is generally in charge of language and ultimately reading, while the right typically handles spatial activities. fMRI studies have found that the brains of those with dyslexia rely more on the right hemisphere and frontal lobe than the brains of those without it. This means when they read a word, it takes a longer trip through their brain and can get delayed in the frontal lobe. Because of this neurobiological glitch, they read with more difficulty. But those with dyslexia can physically change their brain and improve their reading. With an intensive multisensory intervention that breaks the language down and teaches the reader to decode based on syllable types and spelling rules, the brains of those with dyslexia begin using the left hemisphere more efficiently while reading, and their reading improves. The intervention works because it locates dyslexia appropriately as a functional variation in the brain, which naturally shows all sorts of variations from one person to another. Neurodiversity emphasizes this spectrum of brain function in all humans and suggests that to better understand the perspectives of those around us, we should try to not only see the world through their eyes, but understand it through their brains.
I think it's coming. Okay. So hopefully this video was helpful to make you understand that students with dyslexia, they can overcome the challenges that they face. So some of the signs that you might see in your child that you might make you suspect that they could have learning, as we just heard, it's a learning disability. It's an ability, a function that the brain has a difficulty with reading. So some of the signs is have a difficulty sounding out words. They can read slower. They struggle with fluency. They have a hard time like reading as fluent as the other or as their peers or their friends. They might mix up letters and they have trouble spelling. They will not want to read. They avoid reading. They don't like to be called to read. And they might have difficulty rhyming or remembering sight words. They also might struggle with writing. So each student that with dyslexia is different. Not all students have the same signs. So some of them have more severe than other students. I want to do the next one. So there's a lot of myths about dyslexia. So we're going to go through some of the myths that people think that dyslexia is. So some of the myths that a lot of people think that students with dyslexia will never be a good readers. And that's a myth. The truth is
that many people with dyslexia go on to be confident and proficient readers. Early detection and structured literacy intervention are critical. So this is really the key. The earliest we can detect it, the more time we have an ability to teach that student's strategies to be able to overcome this. Now, does that mean we only see it in little students? No. A lot of students can go by for a long time because there are like good students and high-performing students. They go under the radar for so long and they won't be detected. So it's never too late to be able to catch at that and start with students, even if they are high schoolers. So it is never too late. Just keep watching, keep paying attention. And as one of the signs that Mrs. Fashho was talking about is avoid reading. Now we know now with our technology around, many students avoid reading. Does that mean every student that avoids reading has dyslexia? Probably not. That's not really the case. But with that also being said, we want to dig deep and see why are they avoiding to read. If they are reading, looking at their tablets and everything else is fine because of the technology, then probably they're okay. So we need to dig deeper and see so we can be able to detect.
So another myth that people have is they think dyslexia isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
And research shows that dyslexia As a matter of fact, exists, as I just said, 1 in every 5 students might have a dyslexia. So it is a real learning or reading disability. A lot of people think that people with dyslexia, they're not intelligent people. So
that's definitely, as we just mentioned, it's probably not the case. They probably have also very high intelligence somewhere else that it can hide the dyslexia part. And that's why sometimes they go under the radar. So dyslexia can occur in people with all abilities. They can be very smart, they can be very capable, but they still have dyslexia. It's not something uncommon. We just have to treat it like anything else.
a lot of people say that dyslexic students see backward. And as was just saw in the video, it's not the way they see, it's the way the brain function when it comes to reading.
Dyslexia is a medical diagnosis. Obviously, that is false. It's not a medical diagnosis. Dyslexia is a learning disability. It's not a disease.
Yeah.
So it can be diagnosed by an expert with a language processing evaluation. It's not something that you're going to go to your kid's pediatrician and tell them, oh, I think my kid has dyslexia, give me a pill. Or if you go to the eye doctor and tell them my kid cannot see, give them glasses. It's not that. It needs to be diagnosed by a language processing evaluator to be able to diagnose that.
A lot of people think that students with dyslexia will not get good grades. It's on the opposite. A lot of them are very creative. They know how to cope with their environment, and they might get good grades, even though they still struggle with reading and writing, because they know, because as we just learned, dyslexic students are creative students. So they know how to hide their reading disability.
Kids also, the myth is kids will grow out of reading problems. Well, they will grow out of it if they get the right help and support and strategies. The wait and see approach consistently fails kids. They need the intervention. We need to give them the intervention to be able to help them to grow out of it or cope with it and learn the strategies to see how to overcome it. But waiting and hopefully when they grow up, they're going to get better. It's not the solution.
A lot of people think that every student that struggles with reading has dyslexia. That's a myth, because there are other disabilities that might cause the students to struggle with reading. Not just dyslexia, there's other learning disabilities. So, what is the strength of the students? The students that have dyslexia. Students that have dyslexia are very creative thinkers. They think out of the box. They have good imagination. They're able to problem solve. So it's a lot of times you'll be amazed with the students that have dyslexia. It's like, how did you come with this solution? They can solve problem and they think out of the box. They're visual learners. They think, and visuals help them a lot in their thinking. And they're good at telling stories. They're good storytellers. They love to tell stories because that gives the imagination that they have. They're able to create and able to show the emotions of the character they're reading. And they're very like imagination is like really
vivid. It's very vivid. So going back to the slide, where we saw which part of the brain is what the student with dyslexia uses.
It's this one.
You can tell that the right brain, as we saw in the video, the right brain is the one that's more powerful or dominant in students with dyslexia. And this is where the imagination, creativity, the art, the music, the 3D form, all happens in that. And that's why they are very creative, great problem solvers. And that is why sometimes they just go undetected, because they know how to go and maneuver around it. So we really can't detect that they're struggling. They are able to put from one letter or two, they're able to know the word because their verbal is so good. They're able to know what the word is without really being able to read it. Just because of the sentence flow, they understand the verbal, they can speak it, so they're able to detect it that way. But that is why we really need to dig deep and try to see what is happening to assess dyslexia.
Also, another way that they overcome the challenges is dyslexic students can see the whole picture. They can cope and they can get hints from the people around them. So they're very good at understanding what's going around them. And that also can be one of the ways that they might go under the radar, as they say, and not be like, they still like hide their struggles that they have. So now we're gonna see ways we can help. So how can you help? Reading with your students, with your child is very important. Read with them, no matter what the language is. If you don't know how to read in English and you only speak Arabic, read in Arabic, read in Spanish, whatever language you speak, read with your son or daughter, because exposing them to the print will help them. So the more they hear it, the better it gets. Nowadays, we have audio. We can use like, people can read us the stories, expose it, like give them a text or a book or wherever, and let them listen to it. So that's another way that you can do. Also, practice with them. Use multisensory. What I mean by multisensory, let them use all their senses. Like, for example, if you're teaching them phonics words, you can get a sand and let them write it in the sands. That will help them. Or close their eyes and write it in the air. That will also help them. If you like teaching them sight words, visuals, music, dyslexic students love to learn with music. So you can also use that. That was very helpful. And be patient. Be patient and support them. Just being patient and supporting them and walking with them like every mile, every step until they reach where they're supposed to be. It's very helpful.
Now, one of the techniques that we saw earlier too is the little cards.
Yeah.
You know, put the cards together. Last family engagement, our reading interventionists were talking also about the magnetic trays, where they have the magnetic letters and put them on a tray and help them put one letter at a time, then the second letter, put this together, put this, you know, build it like a block to try to start building that reading ability with them. It could start as simple as the word cat, and then just start building up with them and try to get them, you know, add one sound, one vowel, one consonant at a time, and start building that with them until they are able to put that big word together. So blocks, cards, index cards, anything that you have to start to build it will be very helpful.
And why these strategies is very helpful, because the students with dyslexia, as we just heard, they don't learn the whole language. You have to kind of like for example, when you teach cat, you're gonna at. So you're teaching how to blend, how to blend. So these strategies are very helpful. And I want you parents to always remember dyslexia is an island of a sea of a strength. Students have strength, amazing strength. Dyslexic students have amazing strength. Encourage and let them show the creativity that they have. They could be, for example, they see the big picture. They could be a big picture thinkers. So you need to know what strength your son, your daughter have, and encourage that in them, because that's going to encourage them to be more confident, increase their self-esteem, and become more successful in life.
So that is a very good point, because we want to use that strength that they have and be a mean to help them read. So whatever, if they are good in puzzles, if they are good in Legos, if you know that your child is good in one thing, like they have a strength in that area, they're really able to put the puzzle together really quick, other than all of the other students, put those words in a puzzle format and have them sit and put the sounds together to create a word. Scrabble would be a great game to play with your child, to be able to put those letters together, because it will be like the puzzle that he or she knows how to work. So you knowing your child, knowing their strength, will help you build on these strategies to help them read. Every child is different, so that's why we need to know the child and their abilities.
So some of the helpful reading strategy, even though we've been giving you a lot, but there's a finger tracker that you can buy, and they can put it in their hand. And sometimes it has like a small screen where the students can see it in different colors, and that will help them while they're doing the reading. This is like a really nice reading trackers is really nice and helpful for dyslexic students.
Can I just give an example from before? So when the kids get older, their paragraphs get bigger and the words get smaller, and they have a lot of words in that one line in a small paragraph. So the letters jumble together. It becomes all a mix-up spaghetti plate for them that they can't see what is happening. So using that model,
tracker.
the reading tracker will help separate. So their eyes, their internal brain is not seeing all these letters, but they're seeing that one word at a time or that one line at a time, and it's hiding the rest, so they can focus on that. It is very, very, very helpful, especially as they get older, because the words get closer to each other, smaller, and too many letters at the same time.
And also break it down, break it into small sections. You can do it for words, you can do it for passages. So if you give them a text and you say to them, for example, I want you to read this page, so let's just read the top part and understand the top part. And tomorrow we're gonna finish and read or take a break and come back and read it. So try to break it into smaller tasks. It will help the students feel more relaxed. If you see, for example, your son or daughter, they're getting overwhelmed, don't forget it. Let's go play a game. Do like spelling games, do reading games, do phonics games, do like something fun for them that they get it and they get to relax a little bit and go back into reading. Don't force them to read the whole thing. Sometimes that gets them overwhelmed. Their brain gets tired, as Dr. Fakih just told us, to become like a spaghetti. It's being all over the place. So give them a break. Give them a break when you feel them are when you feel they're tired.
The other thing is, because we talk that a lot of our dyslexic students are high achiever students. So struggling with one thing gets them really very irritated. It can be very overwhelming because they're not used to being that, because they're high performers, very creative. They get irritated quickly. And we need to understand that. We need to accept it. And we cannot just tell the student, how come you're not knowing how to read this? I told you this word is cat 3 times. Why can't you see it? Or why can't you read it? Because what they do sometimes too, they only memorize it after you say it, but they're not really able to read it. So you reading the word for them and have them repeat after you does not mean they're knowing how to read it. They're actually just memorizing it. So be patient, cut it in pieces, try to read, sound out every syllable by itself and have them read it, and understand the struggle will take you a long way with them.
And celebrate success, small success, celebrate it. Some students will get more encouraged when they feel like you are more supportive with them. Praise their effort. They're trying their best. I see you working hard. All of this will be helpful for your son, your daughter to become more successful, more confident, and at ease when it comes to reading. So encourage them and always be positive.
So working together to support student success. Again, as everything, it's not, it's one person cannot do it all. It has to be that triangle, that community, all these stakeholders coming together to be able to help that child, okay? It starts at home. It starts at school. It is the child together. So we have to have the whole team to be able to help that child. With that, communication is key. Please be open to the idea that maybe my child is struggling with something. Let's get help. It's not a problem. It's exactly as if your child has a stomachache. You're not going to keep him at home. You're going to take him to the doctor because they have a stomachache. It's not a problem. Probably one little medicine will make them feel better. So having dyslexia is not an issue. It's not a disease. It's not something that we need to hide. It's okay. We can help them overcome it. Be positive about it. Accept the fact. If you see signs, please be open and come and let us know so we can help more dig deep and diagnose if it's really. We are able, with the special education department, they will be able to test, evaluate, and get a clear diagnosis. And if it is, we will put those strategies together. We will get support immediately. We will help the student. Mrs. Fashho will be working with them.
Yes.
To give them all these strategies and help them overcome it. So please be open if you see anything. Also be open to hear from the teacher. If that teacher is suspecting something, be open to it. Let us help your child.
Yes.
So us helping the child is what going to make sure that that child is going to be successful and overcome it. It won't drag through high school and college.
So communicate is the big key. Keep an open communication with schools. If you see anything like Dr. Fakih just told us, go to the teacher, talk with her, tell her, I see these struggles. Do you see it at school? Can we work together? Just build a supportive system. School and parents, when they work together, student becomes successful. So we are one team. And when we work together, we can help our student achieve and reach and become more successful. And the end result will benefit you and also will benefit your daughter, your son, as they become successful in life. So keep an open door, talk and share with the teachers, and celebrate. Always celebrate efforts. Don't, a lot of times parents care about the grade. A, I want you to get an A. No, as long as they give their effort, they try their best. So always celebrate the effort that the students put.
So again, it's all about a growth mindset. Okay, it's all about a growth mindset, right? It's not about the final result. We need to look at where we started, how far that students got to make sure we understand the struggles and celebrate that success. We cannot compare. We always talk to our students, especially before testing. You're not here in competition with your friend.
Yes.
Okay? We do not compete with each other. We're not saying, oh, my friend got this, I need to get this, or I need to get better. No. You're always in competition with yourself. As long as you're always making that growth, you are better today than you were yesterday, and I will be better tomorrow than I was today, and grow more and learn more. That is what learning in education is about. Okay, it's not about being perfect. It's about learning and keep growing. So the students need to understand, especially students with dyslexia, they need to understand it's okay. Small step at a time, but we will get there. It's going to be impossible for them to not struggling with reading. Tomorrow morning, they'll be able to read everything. It's not a real expectation. So for them to celebrate that little milestone every time they do better and better is what going to encourage them to love reading and keep trying. Okay? So we need to make sure that they continue wanting to try to read. Otherwise, they are going to struggle, they're not going to like, and they're going to keep hiding and avoiding it. So that's why we need celebrate every progress, not the final success. It's all about progress and effort. It's not perfection. And that's a very important sentence.
So remember, parents, together, we can help every child build confidence and reach their full potential. And remember this, every child can learn. Every student can learn. Your son, your daughter, no matter what they're struggling, they can learn, but not the same way. Every one of us is unique in their own way of learning. So as we say, they might struggle in some areas. And for example, your daughter might struggle in this area, your son might struggle in a different area. But they all can overcome challenges and they all can learn as long as we work together as a team, as long as we are willing to accept and celebrate their success and just keep on going with them and helping them to overcome their challenges.
And we need to understand it's not because we did something wrong.
No.
We didn't do
Absolutely
anything
not.
wrong as parents. We didn't do anything wrong as teachers. It's just their brain is built different. And we just need to be able to cope and help them with the way their brain functions. So as you can see, just a little example. Houses in Michigan are built different way than houses down in another state. We have a cold state. We have snow in the state. So the houses have to be built to fit our weather. Differently in warm states, the houses are built differently. It's exactly the same example with every student.
Yes.
We look at every student, how they're built, what is their environment, how is their brain built, and then we go from there to try to build them to become the student and the successful student that they need to be. So do not compare between your children, do not compare between other children, and just let them be and know that they will become successful
They
at a
will.
different rate
Yes.
than everybody else.
Thank you.
That's
So
it.
we're thanking you for providing the support that your child, your daughter needs. And if you need any help, if you see any struggles, please come and talk to us. We are here to provide the needed support so all our students will become successful and learn, and we see them reach their full potential. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs.
Thank
Fashho. That was very, very helpful. Please, at any time, again, reach out to us if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, if you have any concerns or you're suspecting anything, please do not hesitate to come and let us know, and we will be able to help you. Whether in dyslexia or anything, we are here to work together to make sure that every student is successful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
HESacademies have been serving the Detroit metro area for over 23 years, promoting academic excellence, leadership, and cultural diversity, ranking as some of the top schools in the state of Michigan. Our pre-K through 12th grade students enjoy tuition-free, state-accredited education by STEM certified and highly qualified staff with no geographical restrictions, and with advanced placement, college dual enrollment, scholarship, and Arabic language programs. Noor International Academy in Sterling Heights at NIAPSA.org, Star International Academy in Dearborn Heights and in Canton at StarPSA.org, Universal Academy in Detroit at UniversalPSA.org, and Universal Learning Academy in Westland at ULAPSA.org. Join HESacademies today and enjoy a free Chromebook for every enrolled student.